This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. I hope you're doing very well. Now yesterday I unboxed a game called Horizon Zero Dawn and Devil May Cry. Two games that were actually video games before they were board games. So it made me kind of think, you know, not very often does that kind of translate very well. We've had Mario Kart Monopoly and Mario Kart, yeah, I think it was Mario Kart Monopoly. No, you know, I don't think that translates as a video game. We've had the great Dark Souls, which is very, very good. But what I wanted to do was ask, is this a trend that trying to bring the video game world over to the board game world? And if we were to do that, what do you want to see? Do you want a lot of times that you see this is usually not a successful thing, taking an IP and converting it over to a board game. But it made me think, what are some of the IPs via video game wise that you would like to see made into a board game? You know, the first one I thought of right off the top of my head is, and these two in whatever order you want to see it, is Metroid. I would love to see a miniature game, board game, you know, kind of dungeon crawl thing with Metroid and Castlevania. I think those two would really translate into the board gaming world very, very, very well. Super Mario, you know, I can't see it. I could see possibly being it being kind of Arcadia Quest in a way, which would be kind of fun. I would love to see a real racing game with Mario Kart. And then, you know, some of the other things that I've come to think about, why don't we take the IP for Baldur's Gate and make it into a board game? How much fun would that be, being able to take some of the things that you've seen in the years of playing Baldur's Gate and that fantastic experience? So I'm really curious to see what you guys think, or what you guys come up with. And do you think it is a good idea to take these IPs and, if they're done very well, bring them to life? The Halo miniature game, it was okay, but for some reason it just didn't translate well. I actually played it, put it together and everything like that, and it didn't stay long, the Halo's miniature game. But could you see something like Frag from Steve Jackson Games with Halo? Would that be good? And let's take a look at who did it right with Doom and Gears of War. I thought those two were very excellent games, which they both kind of paved the way for Descent, which is an all-time great game. And it makes you kind of wonder what else they could do and really, really have some success with in the video game world. I often, when you think like Mario or Yoshi and stuff like that, it becomes more of a kid game. What can you do with those IPs for those type of things? And adults love it just as much. Another Doom, well, we would love to see another Doom expansion at least. The old one the first edition had a great expansion. The second Doom I thought was really fantastic with all its updated. I painted it, I loved it, I played it, I thought it was fantastic. I would love to see some expansions for that. I think that would translate really well. But I think, like with Horizon Zero Dawn and Devil May Cry, which Devil May Cry kind of follows that Dark Souls kind of feel. How they would I think they're going to be successful. Or does IPs turn you off? Does IPs take it to a point where you kind of scratch your head and go, this isn't for me? You know, it doesn't translate. I'd rather keep my video game characters on my video games and my board game characters on my board games. But look how quickly they kind of shift over. How much our board games are now becoming video games, and our video games are becoming board games. Do you think this is a good trend? Do you think this is something that we should look forward to, and that is going to go forward in the future and be successful? Or is it a flash in the pan? And you know, if these couple of games that have recently come out aren't successful, do they just kind of scrap it? Or will people always try to grab IP, to throw some type of game underneath it? A lot of times, you know, it's been hit or miss. You know, when we talk about Doom, Gears of War, very good systems, a lot of fun. Civilization, another one, which was a video game that came over, very good game. Sid Meier's. But do sometimes people throw IPs on top of things to kind of mask a mediocre game? Oh, you know, if I can do this and I can use this type of mechanic, but the IP will sell. The IP will sell. Not always the best train of thought for that. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. And, you know, just those unboxings made me really think, you know, what other things would you like to see? You know, I picked out a few for you and threw them out there, and really would like to see those. Maybe, boy, you know, the more I sit and I think, you know, especially when you look at some of the PlayStation stuff and things like that, how about a Call of Duty game, huh? Might work. You know, where you're fragging people on a board. That's pretty. It sounds like a lot of fun. I guess it depends how it does. But what IPs, video game IPs, would you like to see? I threw a couple out there. Now let's throw it back to you and see what you guys think. So, until next time, it's your old pal Rom. We'll see you soon.